What up, what up, what up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to do a review of the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 5. So if you haven't seen Episode 5 of Season 9 of RHOP, turn this video off and go watch the episode and come back and watch this video. And please like the video and subscribe to my channel. It's a simple, free, anonymous way to like my channel, to support my channel. It takes less than 5 seconds of your time. I'm not a public speaker, as you can see. I will tend to fumble my words and say, so, like 1,000 times. I may repeat myself. I may stop to regain my thoughts. I may slow my speaking down to regain my thoughts. Anything I say, it's my opinion. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. And also, comment below what you would grade this week's episode, what you thought of this week's episode. If it was anything that I forgot or didn't bring up or mention that you thought I should have, let me know in the comments. And I like to grade the episodes before and after my reviews. I'm going to grade this week's episode a B+. It was entertaining. It had me kikiing the whole damn time. Especially that goddamn brunch scene. That shit was funny. It was an entertaining episode. It was Wendy's birthday. Wendy's one of my faves. So I would give this episode a B+. Yeah, I would most definitely give it a B+. The new ones, the newbies, they bringing it. And I'm here for it. Yeah. Last Chance, RHOP, Season 9, Episode 5. If you haven't seen it, turn this video off because I'm about to spoil the entire episode. So the episode begins where we left off in last week's episode, where Mia is at the table being messy. You know, me and Joy, you butt dialed us, Karen, and you said those women think I'm with Ray. So Karen's like, how did I sound? Like, did I say who I was with, or who was I with? I might have been with a woman or something. So Mia's like, the only reason that she bringing this up is because Karen came for Jacqueline. And I'm just like, I don't really think that Mia is defending Jacqueline in this moment, because the whole Jacqueline and Karen thing was kind of put on the side for now for this dinner. If anything, Jacqueline was making herself look weird, because when the girl was telling the story about, I met Mia when she was getting married to Gordon, Jacqueline chimed in and was like, I been knew Mia. And it was very cringe-like. So it's just like, right after that, you decided to come for Karen. Mia saying that you was because she came for the Jacqueline, her coming for Jacqueline, that was so earlier. Like, if anything, Jacqueline was embarrassing herself in that moment. You should have just let her ass drown. I was just like, I don't really think that you was doing that because she came for Jacqueline. I was just like, that's just you being messy Mia, like you always are. So she's like, Mia's like, we were drinking brown that night. And she tells Karen, she's like, and Karen, you got behind the wheel, but you did. And Karen agrees with this. She says it herself. She's like, I had been drinking, I got behind the wheel, and then I pulled over to call my driver. She's like, and Mia's like, you were very responsible, and Karen's like, I always am, and Mia's like, you aren't always responsible. And I'm just like, where is this coming from out of nowhere? Why didn't you say all this earlier when Karen actually came for Jacqueline? It was just weird. But I was kind of glad that Giselle wasn't there in that moment, because I feel like Giselle would have probably egged on Mia. But I mean, Ashley was still there. So, of course, Ashley, Wendy, Stacey, they're giving their opinions in the confessionals. And Wendy's like, you think you know who your friends are? And Stacey's like, why are we bringing this up for 3 years? And, Ashley's like, I feel like Mia is telling the absolute truth. Of course you would, Ashley. So Karen's like, I don't care what you're saying, Mia. Regardless of what you're saying, Jacqueline is still a liar. So then Stacey, I like Stacey. I'm loving Stacey. I love her even more this episode, because she is not the type that's going to just hold something in and go say something behind the back or whatever. She's going to tell you straight to your face. And she's going to do it so eloquently. So she sits there and she's like, Mia, why bring up something from 3 years ago? So then Mia's friend, the one who was with them, allegedly or whatever, Joy, she chimes in, maybe Mia didn't want to. And I'm just like, girl. I'm like, you're trying to defend, but no, girl. I'm like, no, shut up. We don't even know you. We won't know you after this. It was just annoying because it's just like, girl, I still feel like Mia told you to tell that story about Ink licking her feet. And then she probably made sure that you was going to be there to defend her with this story. But Mia's friend Joy, she's like, well, maybe Mia wanted to wait until I was around so I could back up her story. And I'm just like, you think that's even better? 3 years later? So then Mia trying to change the subject. She's like, well, with all this going on with you, Karen, how's your marriage doing? So Karen's like, well, me and Ray, we've been having our moments. Oh, excuse me. She's like, me and Ray, we've been having our moments even before the accident. She's like, but he's never wavered. He's been my soldier throughout it all. So then the dinner ends and you see Karen Stacey goes up to Karen. She's like, basically gives her a flower. She's like, you deserve a trophy, Karen, the way they come at you every 30 minutes. So then we fast forward later, about 30 minutes before Wendy's birthday, before it hits midnight and it's officially Wendy's birthday. And Mia, Ashley, and Jacqueline, they seem to have clicked up this whole episode. They sitting down and Ashley's telling Mia, you were Jacqueline's MVP tonight. And I'm just like, girl. So Mia's like, well, I just felt like Jacqueline was drowning. She was drowning on her own. Ain't nobody asked her to chime in talking about I knew Mia way before that. Nobody asked her to do that. She did that to herself. She was drowning on her own. You thought you needed to save her? I didn't get that. And you didn't make Karen look or feel any other way. And then Mia's like, did you see Karen just admitted to being drunk while driving? She didn't admit to being drunk while driving. She admitted that she was drinking and she decided to pull over and call her driver. Now, I don't know how long she was driving before she pulled over to call her driver, but Mia just tries to put 10 on 2, and I don't like that. She's like, you think Karen's going to be pissed tomorrow? She's going to call the blogs and get some information on me? And Ashley's like, oh, absolutely. Especially after Joy leaves. It's just like, oh, God. So then we get this little scene where Stacey FaceTimes with TJ, the guy she's seeing. And she's like, the girls are asking about you. And he's like, that's good. I want you to talk with them about me. It's just like, why? When they looking at y'all sideways, they looking at y'all relationship weird like. But then Wendy and Jazzy come out and introduce themselves to TJ through the FaceTime. Wendy makes some comment about them being like a virgin couple. I don't even remember what she said. So then it's about 3 minutes before midnight, and Wendy gets up to make basically a speech about her officially turning 40. And, clock strikes 12. Everybody's like, happy birthday, Wendy. And they get up and they do a little twerk dance or whatever the case may be. Karen throwing shade in her confessional, talking about something. When I turned 40, it was a whole party. We had the band. I was like, oh my God, Karen, Wendy's supposed to be your girl. Why are you throwing shade? I mean, I would hope it's just friendly shade, though. So the next morning, Jacqueline and Mia, they sit by the pool, and Mia starts sharing these text messages that Gordon's been sending her uncontrollably, sharing them with Jacqueline. And, Jacqueline's saying a lot in her confessional that she's not saying to Mia. She's in her confessional. She's like, Mia enjoys the way Gordon spoils her and is attentive to her, but if she wants the real thing with Ink, she has to cut that out. She has to stop and she has to really cut Gordon loose. So then she does tell Mia in this moment, she's like, you need to stop telling Gordon that you love him. Stop doing the things that you used to do, because this man still wants you back, and he is basically giving him false hope in a way. And he's looking for a way to get back with Mia, basically. So Mia says in her confessional that she's working with a professional to to help navigate her and Gordon and his bipolar and all of that. And she's just trying to keep him close, but not close relationship wise. And that's what Jacqueline's trying to tell you not to do. So then Jacqueline sends the text. Mia reads the text to Jacqueline where Gordon says that he feels like Mia uses him. And Jacqueline's like, well, I agree. Like, she's like, you have to stop using that man like that, or whatever the case may be. And then she says at one point, because Mia's like, well, he's the father of my children. And Jacqueline was like, well, yeah, since you do support him financially, the least he could do is be the nanny and watch the kids since you got him on payroll. And I was just confused because I was like, in her confessional, she just said that Gordon spoils Mia and is attentive and does this and does that for Mia. But then in the next instance, she says that Mia supports Gordon financially. I was just like, this scene is not making sense to me. I mean, when it comes to Mia and Jacqueline, you can't really expect much. So we cut away back to Potomac. We get to see Giselle's twin daughters. I always forget the other one's name. I know one of them name is Adore. I want to say Jade, but I'm not sure, so I don't want to say it and that's not the name. But we get to see a little bit of Giselle's twin daughters cap and gown ceremony. And then Giselle and her baby father, Jamal, they give speeches of how proud they are of the twins. And we get to see these little moments of Giselle's dad with the twins. And, since Giselle's dad passed last season. So we get that little moment. And although I cannot stand Giselle, I hate her with a passion. I cannot deny the fact that she raised, because I done watched the show from season 1 to now. So she done raised some wonderful little girls. They seem, and I love how they check her on stuff. So it's like, those are the only girls she allowed to check her because they know how she is. So I will say that she did a great job at being a mom, but she is an asshole of a friend, cast member, all that stuff. I was about to say, so did we get a final scene? No. So the next scene is this brunch scene. Now, this brunch scene was hilarious. This is why I gave this episode such a high grading, because it had me kikiing the whole time. And kudos to Dr. Wendy. I would have to give her MVP of this episode. She was a little turnt, it seemed like, but I like turnt Wendy. Because she was checking the girls every which way. She was like, calling them out on, no, you did. No. I was loving that. So they sit down for brunch. Mia announces that they're going to be going to one of the first doctor's offices that she opened over there. And they're going to be meeting with one of the first doctors that she hired. And his name is Mr. McDaddy. And Karen is a professional like, Mr. McDaddy? Oh, he got Mr. McHo. Mrs. McHo. I was just like, really, Mia? Like, why? Why do we need to see that? So then Giselle, of all people, FaceTimes Wendy. I mean, I get it's Wendy's birthday, but why are you FaceTiming Wendy? You could have sent her a nice happy birthday text, or you could have just told her happy birthday when you got back, because it'll still be her birthday when you get there. But you FaceTime Wendy to tell her happy birthday, and to let the ladies know that you're on the flight back, on the way back. I was just like, I don't like the new relationship. I'm sorry, I don't like it. So Karen, after Giselle gets off the phone, Karen's like, well, you and Wendy says to Wendy, you and Giselle have came a long way. And Wendy's like, yes, we have. And, she talks about, just wanting to be zen-win in all the relationships and everything in this new age, 40 or whatever, and etc. So then Jacqueline makes a comment. She's like, yes, because holding on to grudges or negativity, that'll make you super bitter and whatever the case may be. And Mia chimes in and is like, bitter bitch or something like that. So then Stacey, this is why I'm loving Stacey. Stacey doesn't hold back what she's thinking. She says it. She's like, yeah, because she's like, are you referring to Karen? And I'm just like, yes, Stacey, because we're not with the indirects. Put a name on it. And then Jacqueline talking about something. Oh, no, I'm just speaking in general. No, girl. We know you talking about Karen. I don't even know why she tried to say she was talking in general. No, girl. So then Kierna comes in kind of to Karen's defense. And she's like, we need to give Karen a little break because the way, and then she calls out Mia for bringing up that 3-year story last night. And she tells Karen, you know, I'm proud of you for the way you handled it, because, girl. So then Mia's like, well, you know, Karen wasn't offended. She was more so proud of me. She brings up the whole housewife boot camp or whatever the case may be. That shit again. And she's like, you know, Karen was proud of me because I had to endure it with her when I first got here. And now I got my flute and we're still working on yours. Says that to Kiana. And Kiana's like, oh, boo-boo. I don't need a flute. You need the flute. And I felt that, because I was like, Kiana got her own business. She got a man. She stay out of the way. You are in this whole triangle. You started off with this rich old dude. Now y'all in financial turmoil. Like, girl, who are you to call out anybody? Kiana was like, oh, I don't need the flutes. You need the flute. So then Mia out of nowhere, oh, Kieran, you want to talk about your drug dealing boyfriend? And Kieran's like, what? My what? And I thought Kieran was about to get active. I was like, but I love me some Kieran, and not be just because we got our names are so similar. It's just, I love the way she is. I love her tagline. I love everything about Kieran right now. So she's like, my what? So then Kieran is like, then Ashley, here come Ashley. Oh, well, I did hear about you dating some guy, drug dealer. Like, girl, with all the scandal that you have been through, Ashley, you have the nerve to call out anybody. So Kiana's like, well, we all have a past. She's like, you have a past, don't you, Mia? And Mia's like, yeah, I was a stripper, I admit. And I'm like, oh, so now you were a stripper. Because in the beginning when you came in, Mia, you said you was like a dancer, and you danced at these high-end restaurants in long dresses where they serve steak and lobster. But now you saying you was just a stripper. Now you saying you was a full out stripper. I'm just like, Mia. She's like, now I'm a stripper turned entrepreneur / self-made millionaire. And I'm just like, oh, so Mia's a self-made. Oh, so you're a millionaire, really? If you're a millionaire, why'd you have to downsize from that house y'all was in to this condo that you living in now? I just come. It's just like Mia just be blurting shit out. She got diarrhea of the mouth. She don't even be knowing what she's saying sometimes. Cause I'm like, girl, a self-made millionaire, really? I laughed so hard when she said that, and I was mad that didn't nobody really hear it, so it kind of went past her. I was just like, a self-made millionaire, really, Mia? I was like, really? So then what happens after that? So then Mia gets real dirty, and she's like, oh, I know you know about the streets, Kiana, and then calls Kiana stitches. So apparently Kiana got stitches in her head from the altercation that she got into with Deborah last season. So, and then Kiana's like, oh, you have some nerve with the way you assaulted Wendy in Miami. And I'm just like, and then Wendy's in her confessional like, how dare you like use the nickname stitches to kind of like weaponize against somebody when you know that you assaulted somebody. And I was like, yeah, that's so fucked up, because I didn't even realize that Kiana has stitches or whatever the case may be from that. So for Mia to just even say, but we have to keep remembering that Mia likes to go to the gutter. I don't understand why people forget that. Mia goes to the gutter any chance she get. So I was like, I wasn't surprised when she said stitches. I was just like, really? So then Jacqueline tries to chime in and defend Mia, talking about something, well, let's not bring up people's past. So then this is why I was like, yes, I'm glad Wendy was there checking shit, because Wendy was like, no, you need to check your friend, because your friend is the one that brought up the past first, saying that she had a drug dealing boyfriend. Jacqueline was like, oh, well, yeah. And just like, no, shut your ass up trying to defend somebody, and your friend was in the wrong first. I was just like, just be quiet, Jacqueline. It's the time to defend you. We know you heard representative, but no, not in this moment. I was so happy. I was like, yes, Wendy. I was like, clock that. Defend your friend. And then Mia's sitting there like, yeah, I did start it. So Jassy then changes the subject. And it's like, well, you know, this is Wendy's birthday. Let's try to be positive. Let's toast to Wendy's birthday. Happy birthday, Wendy. To toast. Then here come Ashley, big forehead ass, out of nowhere. And I can say big forehead ass. I got a big forehead. But Ashley, out of nowhere, big head ass comes out of nowhere. Kiana turns to Kiana. You had a scar on your forehead? Is it covered because your skincare? It was just like out of nowhere. The subject had changed. And Ashley going right back. You have a scar on your forehead? And then it's the fact that Mia never said where the scar was. She called her stitches. Nobody said anything. So you obviously saw the scar because you said it was on her forehead. So why did you even ask? It was just like, I just felt like she was trying to be antagonizing in that moment. So then Kiana's like, she gets defensive. She's like, are you serious, Ashley? Of you of all people? So she gets up from the seat and she's like, don't you of all people, don't you ask me about my scar. And she leaves the table. And then Ashley's just like, well, I didn't know what's going on. I didn't realize. Again, just like with the Stacey altogether, you don't realize you saying shit. Like, okay, Ashley. So Wendy, she goes to check on Kiana. And while she goes to check on Kiana, Jazzy kind of like confronts Ashley in this moment. She's like, do you wear glasses, Ashley? Because if not, then you should clearly be able to see the scar. And it's just like she obviously saw it because nobody mentioned where the scar was. And then Ashley, you said scar on the forehead. So you knew where it was. You saw it. So that's why I felt like the question was antagonizing Kiana. Ashley's like, well, no, I didn't see the scar. I was just acting because of her skincare line. It's like, no. And I'm liking Jazzy too, because like, yes. Ride for your friend. So Wendy and Kiana, they come back out. They come back and rejoin the group. So Stacey's like, well, Mia, you were so positive last night with your friends here. Can we just have that energy back today? And whatever the case may be. Poor Stacey. So Kiana then turns to Ashley and she's like, as far as any injury, you of all people do not have the right to ask me about that. And Ashley's just like, yeah, just shaking her head, scary ass. So then here's Jacqueline. How did the question even come up? And then Kiana, this is why I love Kiana. She turns to Jacqueline. She's like, are you okay? Like, because it was just like, girl, why are you still trying to make fetch? Why are you still trying to bring it up? We trying to let it go. Kiana just had to make that disclaimer to Ashley, and then we gonna leave it alone. But you get to, well, how did it even come up? And Kiana was like, are you okay? Like, yes, Jacqueline, get it together. So then here comes Karen. Karen's like, well, can I be a little messy? So I'm like, oh, what Karen about to do? Something like, could she be a little messy? So Karen get to asking Jacqueline, aren't you trying to work things out with Mr. PP? And then they flash back to showing dude PP that who is basically Jacqueline's baby father. I don't know why they putting so much extra on it. And she's like, yeah, we're co-parenting, we're working on our relationship, whatever the case may be. And Karen's like, even with him having over 25 convictions. And I'm like, God, I was like, Karen went and did some homework and came back to the table. Karen went and did some homework and came back to the table with the ammo. So Jacqueline reveals in her confession her husband, her baby father was a police officer, and she says that the police force that he worked for was kind of racist, so that's why he kind of got fired or whatever the case may be. But now he's back working as a police officer. I mean, like I said, when it comes to Jacqueline and Mia, you take it with a grain of salt. You don't know if they're telling the truth or not. So, Karen's like, well, did you stick by him? And Jacqueline's like, yeah, I stuck by him. And Karen's like, well, that's weird because I heard that you left him after that. Jacqueline. So then Mia in her confessional, she's like, Jacqueline stuck by that man over and over again, even after he hurt her, whatever the case may be. And you can kind of see Jacqueline looking at Mia for kind of like, help me out here, girl. And Mia's not helping her out. It's just like, you can kind of tell she's looking for Mia to defend her in this moment, and it's not happening. So Wendy's like, Mia, you sitting up here calling out Kiana for having a drug dealing boyfriend when your friend dude had 25 convictions. And this is how I knew Wendy was a little tipsy. And I was here for it. I like tipsy Wendy. Wendy was like, girl, how could you do that? It was so funny. I was like, yes, Wendy. I was loving Wendy's little call outs or whatever. So then Jacqueline calls Karen a horrible person. And Karen's like, yeah, I don't care what you call me. I'm stating facts, dingbat. Calls her dingbat or something. So then so her and Jacqueline have this back and forth. Jacqueline can't even handle it because mind you, Jacqueline's sitting right next to Karen. Jacqueline gets up and goes to sit next to Mia, which is across from Karen now. And I'm just like, girl, if Mia didn't defend you when you were sitting by Karen, that she ain't going to defend you while you sitting next to her. So then Jacqueline gets the, why are you bringing up someone that's not here? That's so ignorant or something, she said. And Wendy, this is why I was loving Wendy. Wendy chimes in, y'all bring up Keanu's dead drug dealing boyfriend. He ain't here. And I was like, yes, Wendy. I was like, yes, Wendy. I was like, clock it, Wendy, clock it. Wendy was clocking everything. I was loving Wendy this time. I was like, yes. And then Ashley gets to chiming in and saying something. And Wendy's just like, Ashley, shut up. Shut up, Ashley. Shut up. And I was like, yes, tell her ass off, Wendy, yes. I was like, tell her ass off. So after this little brunch scene is over, everybody goes off into their little separate little cliques or whatever. Karen's talking to Wendy and Stacy and she's telling them, you know, I don't care, they ain't gonna break me basically. Kiana steps away with Jazzy and she's like, Mia's face looked like it been hit with rocks. And mind you, that's Jazzy is Mia's friend. Jazzy just like, say what now? And Kiana's like, Mia, the face looks like it's been hit with rocks. I was dying. I was like, I love Kiana. Kiana is funny. So then we got Mia, Jacqueline, and Ashley. They all in Mia's room. And Mia pulls up Karen's charges from her case. And her and Ashley and Jacqueline are all reading them all out. And they're like, Karen has some nerve to call people out when she has all these charges. So then Stacy comes in, confronts them, and is just like, why are you guys coming so hard on Karen? And then they show Stacy Karen's charges, and Stacy's like, well, I had no idea about those charges. And then she's like, but I feel like you guys are what'd she say? I feel like you guys are trying to bring Karen down rather than rallying behind her. And Mia's like, no, we want Karen to go to rehab. And out of nowhere, it was just like random. Even Ashley and Jacqueline didn't look like they seen that coming. Like, y'all do not want Karen to go to rehab. Like Stacy said, y'all trying to bring her down. I was just like, what? Rehab, what? So Stacy's just like, I just can't deal. So she walks out. And this is another reason why I'm loving Stacy. Stacy, instead of holding that in and bringing it up in a messy moment or going to another girl and talking about it, she goes right to Karen. She's like, Karen, can I talk to you for a minute? And she's like, so Stacy, she's like, so Mia and Jacqueline are showing me screenshots of your charges. And they telling me that I shouldn't be defending you or whatever the case may be. She's like, but I'm still going to defend you because you're my friend. So then Karen's like, well, those are public allegations. I have no problem with them women bringing it up. It's online. It's public, whatever. She's like, the court will have its day. I'm not upset about it. So then Stacy's like, well, you know, Jacqueline and Mia told me that you admitted to wanting to go to rehab for alcoholism. And I was just like, I mean, I know this show be edited, but I didn't hear Mia... But I'm not gonna say Stacy is a lie. I don't feel like Stacy would lie. So I feel like Mia might have said this and they probably just didn't show it. But I didn't see Mia and Jacqueline tell Stacy that Karen said she wanted to go to rehab for alcoholism. Only thing I saw was Mia say we need to get Karen in rehab. But I'm pretty sure it was said because I don't see Stacy lying. I don't see Stacy lying, and I do see Mia saying that shit. So I feel like, yeah. And kudos to Stacy. She didn't, like I said, she didn't go talk to another girl about it, bring it up at a messy moment, anything. She went straight to Karen with this information. And I was like, I am loving Stacy in this. I'm loving Stacy. And that's how the episode ends. And I'm just like I said, that whole brunch scene was so funny. Like Wendy was calling shit out, even though she was a little tipsy. She was calling shit out. The newbies was standing up for each other. They was rallying behind each other, rallying behind Karen. And I know Karen has her faults, but it's just like Stacey said, they love to come for this woman. They love to come for her 24/7. Every season they coming for Karen. And Karen do deserve a trophy for the way she handles it every season. Like I said, I would still give it a B plus. It was a good episode. It kept me entertained. It had me like, oop, yes, yes. It had me like, yes. It was a good episode. I really enjoyed this episode. And it was no Giselle for real. So, but yeah, that's my grade for this week's episode. Did they show what was going to happen next week? I don't think they did. Or I just didn't see it. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be more drama, whatever the case may be. But I would grade it a B+. Let me know in the comments what you would grade it and what you thought of this week's episode. And if it was anything that I forgot in particular to talk about, let me know in the comments. And like and subscribe to the channel. I need over 300 subscribers, which isn't even a lot, but it's a start to where I'm trying to progress to. So if you want to help support my channel, just like and subscribe below. And yeah, comment, like, and subscribe. I'm going to keep repeating myself. But thanks for watching this review, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.